Good morning, good morning, good morning, my brothers and sisters. Good morning, and welcome to another Good Morning Grief Devotion. It's your boy, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. We are here. We are grateful. We are thankful for this wonderful opportunity that God has afforded us to gather together in this virtual space and place on today and lead you in another Good Morning Grief Devotion. This is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural, normal, and necessary response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. That grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how you reveal it on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, but we let it out. And that's why we shout, good morning, good morning, good morning, because morning is a good thing. And I'm so glad that you're here with us on today as we lead you in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 302. This message is for me and for you. We're going to talk about I can learn from my fears. I can learn from my fears. Let's talk about it, y'all. I've been experiencing fears since the death of my loved one. I'm afraid of a number of possible outcomes. My fears may be more about what ifs than likely realities, but regardless, they're revealing to me what I really care about. Have you been experiencing fears since the death of your loved one? Have you been experiencing fears, right? They're more about what ifs than actual realities, but you go through a process where you start to experience fears, right? After someone transitioned, what fears have you been experiencing? I think one of the main ones is what if we go, right? What if so and so is next? What if I'm next? What we start all of these things we start thinking starts running through our head. We start having all of these different fears, possibilities of what could happen, what potentially could happen, what could take place, what could pop off, what could jump off, what could happen, right? That we start to have all of these fears. What do we do with that? How do we process this? How do we navigate through that? Anything that I'm afraid of is something that matters to me. If I'm afraid of being lonely, that means that companionship matters to me. If I'm afraid of my new life will have no purpose, that means that purpose matters to me. Whatever it is I'm afraid of belongs in my quest to reestablish meaning in my life. This is the good thing about the fear, right? You kind of got to flip it and understand if it is a fear, that means it matters to you, right? And if it matters to you, then you start to. I love what this says. Whatever it is I'm afraid of belongs in my quest to reestablish meaning in my life. It really helps you to set up certain structures as you continue to establish meaning in your life. If this is what you're afraid of, that means this is what matters to me. So, what do I need to reestablish? What do I need to shift? What do I need to change? How do I need to feed that thing that really matters to me the most? I know for me, like, of course, the fear of, man, I could go, right? I could go. So what do I do? How do I establish meaning in my life, right? Yeah, over the last couple of years, my social media has really blown up and taken off, right? Because I started posting a lot and really not just inspirational stuff, right? But also like entertaining stuff as well. God gave me just a little pinch of a sense of humor. And so really maximizing that aspect of my personality. And it has been phenomenal. I met a lot of good people, made a lot of good connections. I made a lot of good videos. I made a lot of good videos. I guess that's proper English. But if you really ask me, like, what was the cause? Like, what really made you start like posting more? Right? It wasn't just that it was an outlet, and this is the God's heaven's truth. I want y'all to lean in. If I got to be honest, it relates to this lesson. The fear of, I don't know when my time is going to be up. I don't know when God's going to punch my clock or call my number. I don't know when God is going to call me home, right? And I'm not one of them ones that feel like, oh, I'm one of God's special people. He's going to keep me here forever. No, I know that's not reality, right? I know that at any point in time, right, it could happen. And so, because of that, right, look at this, because of that, right, I started, here it is, afraid of belongs in the quest to reestablish meaning in my life. I said, I want to be able to leave a digital footprint. Let me leave a digital footprint. Because you know what I said? I said, in the event of my untimely transition, I want to leave such a catalog of a digital footprint that people could go. And it was mainly my kids. They don't be studying me. But my kids are people, they could go to my social media for however long it will last. They could go to my TikTok and have memories and watch videos, right? They can go to the catalog and relive these moments. It's a digital footprint. That's when I started doing Zion's thoughts. Y'all remember that? I would take Zion to school every single day. I said, "Oh yeah, I'm about to Zion's thoughts." I would do little stuff. I would tape her and do this stuff. Yeah, that was me. That was a digital footprint. That was me understanding. I don't know when my time. The fear of I don't know when I'm gonna go. And since I don't, I want to maximize every single day. I want to maximize every single moment. I want to maximize the time that I have. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave a digital footprint so people can go back and say, "Oh man, all of that stuff." Continue to live through all of that. And so you take that, you reconstruct meaning in life. You take that fear, you take whatever it is that you're feeling, you flip it, right? You extract it. You do what you got to do to ensure um, that it is viewed, or I won't say viewed in a positive way. You allow it, you extract meaning from it, and you govern yourself accordingly, right? And so you do. You maximize the time. The fear of, I don't know when my time is going to be up. So let me maximize the time that I have. So always maximizing every minute, every moment, always attempting to make a memory, always taking a picture, right? To kind of capture the moment. Y'all know a picture will jog back so many memories. That's why I always tell people always take a picture. Always take a picture, because you'll take a picture and everything about that day will come back to you. Everything about that moment will come back to you. Everything that happened will, I remember that because you wore the dress. Remember you spilled the water at the table? We had just left church. We did this. Man, I remember that. And then when we was at dinner, we was talking about so and so, so and so. A picture will pull all of that stuff back, right? And so because of that, fear, yeah, I don't know. So let me maximize every minute, every moment. Let me maximize every day. Let me do it, right. I inspire to aspire before I expire. So because of fear of I don't know when it's gonna happen, every single day, how can I aspire to inspire, right? How can I give somebody a Corey story? How can my interaction with somebody be in such a way to where it impacts their life in a positive way, right? Because I don't know, this might be the last thing that I do. I have no idea. So you take those fears, right? You take those fears that you may have, and I say flip them. You flip the fear, right? I've been experiencing fear since the death of my loved one. I'm afraid of a number of possibility outcomes. Fears may be more about what ifs than likely realities, but regardless, they're revealing to me what I really care about. That's the thing. Those fears are showing you what really matters most to you, right? So anything that I'm afraid of is something that matters to me. If I'm afraid of being lonely, that means that companionship matters to me. If I'm afraid of my new life will have no purpose, that means purpose matters to me. Whatever it is I'm afraid of belongs in my quest to reestablish meaning in my life. Here's the final thought, y'all. Whenever I experience a life change, I take steps to reactivate meaning. Whenever I experience a life change, I take steps to reactivate meaning. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 302. I hope and pray this lesson was for me and for you. I can learn from my fears. I can learn from my fears. Questions, comments, if you got them, holla at your boy. Questions, comments. I always say that the other one. Questions, comments. Questions, comments, questions, comments. Questions and comments, comments and questions. Questions and comments. Let me ask, does anybody in the Indianapolis area know of like a clubhouse that could accommodate about 25 or 30 people for an event? Or a space? Does anybody know of a nice intimate space that could accommodate about 30 people for an event? If y'all do, just inbox me or let me know. It's something that we're working on that's grief related, and a space for about maybe about 30 people. If y'all do, let me know. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all with the love of the Lord. I will see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. Small steps lead to great distances. Let's continue to move forward on our grief journeys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Let's go.